Hey there, I'm Mark.
I'm Evan.
And on this week's episode, we talk about doubt.
And how Louis should go talk to birds.
And why I can't be an 8. It's so hard to be Evan, flying first class everywhere, being in demand, having people invite him to speak and to do the things that he loves. I mean, gosh, what a tough life you live, eh?
Did I say it was tough?
I don't know. You're complaining, first world problems. Oh, I have too many headphones from Air Canada first class. I don't know which one to use.
Listen, I didn't say first class. I just said Air Canada.
And do you fly anything other than first class?
Not usually.
Yeah, there you go. You know what? That would be a fun video.
What?
You and I should just grab a flight somewhere and go coach. Just to prove yourself that you're capable of it. Like the bumpiest flight in the world.
I think we're flying coach today. Are we flying coach today, Nina? No? Oh, okay, no. Sorry, I thought we were. Sometimes on the last minute stuff, it's out. You don't have anything, so.
Right, you can't help but do it.
Yeah, but it's been a while. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. We don't need to dive in. I mean, we can if you want, but
this is my hour. I can dive into anything I want.
The story I wanted to share was on Monday, I was with Alex and Jeremy, and I was telling I had some disparaging remark for Alex. I forget what it was. Doesn't really matter. But then he didn't hear it. I said, "Oh, I don't like that. I don't like saying bad things about people
behind their back
where they can't hear it, right? Like I only praise in public behind the back and like destroy in person." So I don't like that he couldn't hear me.
That is 100% you. You're not. Yeah. You're like nothing but love and praise, and then in person you just destroy people.
Yeah. The fact that I said something disparaging and he didn't hear it bothers me. Yeah. Because anyway, so they reminded me of you.
Why? Why did that?
Well, because I feel the same way. Just that sentiment, that feeling of, if I'm going to say something bad about Mark, it's going to be to his face and he's going to hear it.
Oh,
if he's not in the room, then it's only going to be positivity and love. Like, how are you hating on Drager? What's wrong with you? Right?
I say bad stuff about you all the time when you're not around, but in a fun joke. See, that's the thing. I was talking with Tess. We're doing this fun thing, Dr. Tess, who's sometimes on Evan's channel, The Road to 10 Million. And I said something about, I said, "Oh, our mutual friend, Evan Carmichael." And she said something about posting your videos. And I said, "Tess, 1, he hasn't noticed. And 2, he's not going to really care." And I don't think that that's really bad about you, but at the same time, it's pretty truthful. Yeah,
no, listen, no. You missed the mark on both, which is why I commented. Because 1,
you didn't notice, and you didn't care.
And 2, I cared, but not the way that you got. I loved it. I cared that she posted, but I loved it. Not apathetic. That, oh, whatever, I don't care. I love that she did it.
But she was coming from a place of, oh, he might be mad I didn't ask permission. And that's why I was saying, 1, he's so busy, he's not going to notice. 2, he's not going to care.
Listen, I noticed, man. Okay?
It's the greatest
Just like I noticed Jacqueline's comment, your wife's comment, Jack is strong, on my cartoon.
Yes. Evan is everywhere, folks.
Yeah. Listen,
everywhere.
I pay attention.
And nowhere.
And I remember.
Everywhere and nowhere. Well, listen, we've talked in past episodes about your sleep study. Yesterday on our fun live Q&A session that our podcast listeners listen to, if for all of you people on YouTube, there's bonus episodes of audio stuff that's released on iTunes or Apple Podcasts and other places. But you mentioned that you got the results from it, but we didn't have time to dig into what does that mean. So you got results from a sleep study.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Oh, okay. So I went to a sleep study.
Well, what were the results?
Okay. Well, okay, great. So I'm normal, which sucked. I'm unhappy with it. And
basically, you wanted to be abnormal?
Well, I'm normal. Nothing's wrong, which is great news. I mean, yes, it's great news. But the doctor says I need 8 to up to 9, maybe 9.5 hours sleep a night. And that just is not acceptable. I am not happy with that. And he said, no, that's normal. Like some people just need more. You're just on the higher end of needing more sleep. Are you kidding me? But like, what can I do? What can I do to, like, how do I hack this?
And his answer was, Evan, sleep.
Yeah, he's got nothing for me. So that's why I wanted him to say like, eat more spinach or something, and then I could fix it. He said, I mean, I can give you medication. Like, no, I don't want medication. Don't.
Right.
That's not happening. On my file, he actually wrote from last time, resistant to medication.
Oh,
that my doctor saw. So my family doctor was asking how it went, and
yeah,
they have to share notes, right?
Medication.
And he said like resistant to medications. Like, yeah, that sounds like you. Like,
yeah, when you broke your neck, you didn't go on meds or anything even.
Just the first night, and then yeah, stopped the next.
And then after that, you were resistant to medication.
In general, I'm resistant to medication.
Yeah. So you need to give yourself 8 to 9 hours of sleep. My goodness, that's a lot of sleep. I don't sleep that much.
Up to 9.5. Yeah, that's what's crazy. He's like, if you're going over 10, then I would start to worry. Like, come on, 10 hours, you're killing me here.
So hold on, that's like going to bed you go to bed what, around 10 or 11 typically?
I'm usually in bed by 11.
Oh wow, so you're gonna have to go to bed earlier.
No,
you're gonna have to. You're gonna do 10 hours of sleep off of 11. That takes you to 9 a.m.
No, 8. I usually get up around 8. So I've been doing for the past.
No, if you did
4 days, I think.
So you're trying to get 9, right? Not 10. You're trying to get 9.
No, I don't need 10. No, I don't need 10. He was saying 10 is the upper range of normal.
Okay.
I never knew that. I thought 7, 8 was normal, and I was trying to play in the 7 range.
People undersleep. So I typically sleep 7 hours myself. You know, I try to go to sleep around 10, and I get up at 4:45. So if I've done my math right, I think that's, what is that? 7? Is that 7 hours? Let me do 2 hours. Yeah, that's like 6:45, 7 hours. And then on weekends, sometimes I'll grab an extra hour or two. I find that that's enough for me. Although 2 days ago, I fell asleep at 7:45. I was talking to my kids in bed. We were having like a chat. And I literally fell asleep. I fell asleep. And then and then my son woke me up maybe an hour or two later and said, "Dad, you look so cute, all snuggled there." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know what was happening." Anyway, I fell asleep at 7:45. My body definitely needed more sleep. So
somebody should have filmed that. That would have been great content.
That would have been good YouTube content. Eh? Yes. Just like passed out.
Yeah.
Like fully. I woke up at 1 a.m. still like not like on top of the bed, still fully clothed. Like
that's the best, dude. That's the best.
Yeah. When you're so desperate for sleep that your body literally conks out.
Yeah. Tess is not going to be happy with you about that.
Why? What's wrong with that?
Oh,
I listened to my body.
No, your body. Go to sleep. You didn't listen. Your body forced you. At some point, it just hit you in the face and said, "Mark, you're sleeping." That was not listening to your body.
Oh.
So I have mild sleep apnea when I sleep on my back. Mild. Okay. But I don't sleep on my back.
You sleep on your side. Here's a great question. Are you a right side sleeper or a left side sleeper? Because you're married, so it depends which side of the bed you're on, but it depends whether you sleep out or you face your partner when you're sleeping.
We usually face out.
Yeah, because you don't want all that heat and breath and everything on each other, right?
Yeah, or in my stomach. Those are the two.
Sleep on your stomach?
Yeah.
When I try to sleep on my stomach because I have a bad shoulder, like it'll not dislocate. This shoulder dislocates really easily, my left shoulder. But if I sleep, I find I don't know what to do with my arms. I can't get them flat enough.
I don't know. I don't think about that. I can take a picture, see what I do with my arms.
Yeah, I always sleep on my right side. So
yeah, and so I also have restless leg syndrome that I take magnesium for, and that helps. I mean, that gets rid of 90% of it.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. So I was looking for the hack. I wanted to know like,
we have the answer. Go to bed a little bit earlier and sleep more.
Well, I wanted to learn. I'm not going to go to bed earlier. That's not the solution. It's not, the idea isn't how do I wake up earlier. It's how do I feel fully rested on 7 hours sleep instead of 9? That's what I want to hack.
It sounds like you're not listening to your body.
No. Dude, I want to listen to my body. I just want my body to only need 7. I have 2 more hours. That's what I want.
You think you can sleep train your body somehow?
I don't know about sleep training. I'm open to it. I was thinking more if there was something dietary, if there was like work out hard 20 minutes before you go to bed or something, right? Like something that you can do that, yeah, I don't know, but there's nothing. There's nothing he gave me. I'm not going to quit on it. So we've been doing no alarms for the past 4 days, and I just wake up when I wake up.
Yeah.
And I feel more rested. That's for sure.
Well, it's good. That means you're going to have higher cognitive function during the day. You're going to be able to crush it more. You'll make yourself more proud.
Right.
There you go. There you go. I used to have trouble going to bed early because I slept in and I was like a night person. But since I started waking up early, I don't go to sleep. I pass out, right? Like the reason why I can fall asleep at 10 o'clock is because I really should be going to bed at 9.
Right.
But by 10, I'm so tired that I'm having trouble keeping my eyes open. So that's the way I do it.
Tess would not be happy with you. She should listen back, and it should be the topic for your next video.
Evan, she not only will she not notice this, she doesn't even care.
Wow. I don't know if she's gonna notice. I feel like, what do you think the odds are she's gonna listen to this and notice?
If Tess listens to this, there is no way she will not be able to comment.
Yeah.
She won't be able to hold it in.
No, I know. For sure she's gonna care. But the odds that she's going to watch or listen to this, what would you put it at?
20%.
20. Wow. I guess she hasn't really been commenting on stuff. I don't know. I would say at least 50-50. I'm going to give it a 50-50 without either of us intervening.
She's really busy right now.
Test to listen to this.
She's really busy. She's busy right now.
I know. But yeah, this is special.
Lots of change. Anyway, thanks for sharing. I wanted to follow up. I was curious about the sleep study because I've never done that. And
it's terrible.
And all of that stuff. And anyway, what I wanted to talk to you this week about is I even drafted some notes. Hold on, I'm that prepped because I was trying to figure out how to talk about it. So
wow.
Wow.
How to talk about it. This is exciting. I feel like a whole thing comment's going to be coming in this episode.
Well, so here's the thing. Like we are now, I don't know, we started this in February and we do it every week. Mm-hmm. And we're deep into season 2. It's not that I'm running out of questions to ask you because honestly, I still need help with the same questions I've been asking all along. But at a certain point, I feel bad for just bringing up the same things all the time. And you keep reminding, like at this point, I know what the answers, I can proactively decide or know what the answers are. Focus on momentum, take action, inspire yourself, be happy, all of those things. So it's not that I'm running out of things to talk about, but I can already in my head hear your voice yelling the answers. And so I only want to bring you topics that we can go deep on. And so maybe this is a topic just like any other topic that we've spoken about, but I want to talk a little bit about self-doubt.
Okay.
Because when you're an entrepreneur and when you have an idea, yes, idea to action, I get that. I know that that's going to be your answer. But there are times where it takes you months and years to do something. And there are so many times where we aren't sure if we're doing the right thing. There's no clear path. We just don't know. And then there are those people who somehow think that they have the answers, that you shouldn't have done that you should have done that we should be focusing here, that we should be focusing there. And there are times where I have conversations with people and it just puts you off. You'll have a conversation on a Friday and it'll put you off not only for Friday, but the entire weekend. You're sitting on it and you're stewing on it and it's bothering you because we just don't know, right? Like if there was an answer, we would do it. If there was a simple right or wrong, we would do it. But so many times we just don't know. And so a lot of times I think we feel like everything we're doing is in vain. Like it's too slow. Does it really matter? Is it really worth it? And it's just that doubt. It's just that doubt.
Why did you feel the need to hedge it so hard at the beginning instead of just saying, today I want to talk about self-doubt?
Because I'm worried more and more that you're going to be like, Mark, this is the same thing. Take action. Action's always the answer. And then we're going to be like, great. That was a 4-minute podcast episode.
Okay, but
So
this
I
this
want you
is
to play ball with me.
but look at your actions. Like it's the whole listen, we've never had a 4-minute podcast, period. But you led with your own self-doubt around whether you can come up with good topics.
Okay, I see the irony in that. Thank you. Yes, looking back, I see the irony in that.
You're worried that you're not going to come with a good topic, and then it's rehashing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get upset, and you have a 4-minute episode.
Yeah.
And then you start talking about self-doubt.
Doubt. Yeah. And does it, even this podcast, right? Like I look back and I'm so proud of the conversations we've had, and I love the banter and I love the fun. I love hanging out with you. I love what I've learned. I love that we can share it and do it. But then I look at the stats and numbers and go, okay, we're growing. Is it worth the time? Is it worth the effort? It is for me. Like every single thing we do, I feel like as business people, as entrepreneurs, as people who are growing, there's just no right or wrong clear answer. And so how do you get through that? Is this all in vain? Is it even worth it? Does it even matter? All that doubt that we carry around.
So there's two parts to this. What you're so worried about is what I'm not actually worried about at all.
It's the wrong thing. Mark, you get anxiety about the wrong things.
Yeah, well, you do. I mean, the path through that is just, yes, you do. Like stewing on something over a week, did I make the right call or not? Most people stew over the things that they haven't done. And so just go and do it. The bigger problem is actually how you led the podcast, which is the unconscious self-doubt. It's just naturally baked in and you don't even notice it. I think that's where most people actually struggle the most, myself included. Once you can bring it to the conscious and you can do something about it, you're sitting on it for 3 days, great. Taking action on it now versus 3 days later versus a week later versus a month or a year later, that's a path. But how do you get it out of your subconscious so that you're just not a walking self-doubt machine, which all of us are?
Right.
Yeah.
So how do you do that?
Your topic was self-doubt and you didn't even notice that you led with self-doubt.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Not with you. That's the
greatest
problem with everybody.
I couldn't have even pulled that off if I had planned it, though.
But that's the problem. We are on a daily basis filled with self-doubt that we don't even notice. That's the whole game.
The whole game. Every time you say that, I got to do that.
That's 90, because it's all the same stuff. That's 95% of the problem. The 5% is what you actually catch. So really, you should be a lot more depressed than you actually are, because what you think is overwhelming is only 5% of the self-doubt that you actually have. Right.
Thank you, Evan. Thank you for that thought that I'm not worried enough. Now I'm going to worry about not worrying enough.
Believe. But the path through worry is it's still action. The thing that you're stewing over is because you haven't decided. And if listen, I was talking to an entrepreneur friend of mine, and he had a conversation with somebody who on Friday then let ruin his weekend, and then he comes back on Monday and he's still like upset about this thing. Like, dude, if you're showing up, I spoke to him on Facebook. He's like, right away. He's like, hey Evan, what's up? Dude, what's with your energy? Who is this guy in front of me right now? It's like, oh, just a bunch of stuff happening. And then we narrowed it down. Like, it started because of this conversation on Friday. Like, if there's someone in your life, if there's someone on your team, if there's somebody around you who's sucking the energy out of you, that person can't be there. Like, you may not be able to get rid of them right now. And if it's a family member, then, you may not be able to get rid of them at all. But limiting access, if the idea that one conversation with somebody will destroy not just the rest of your day, but your whole weekend with your family, and then into the next, Monday, and then whoever knows how long, stewing on it, that's negative energy that prevents you from building a business. Don't show up and talk to me with your negative energy. That's going to change ASAP. Like, let's go. We got stuff to build here.
See, right now what you're describing, like I can feel in my core my body reacting to that, because most of my weekends, if it's not me beating myself up for not being good enough, it's me stewing over something we should have done or we didn't do, or why did the person say that, or maybe I made this mistake here, or yeah, like the type of conversations that you're describing, like can go for days.
But then it's just wrong people. Figure out a plan and move on. Like the problem isn't the conversation. The problem is you haven't decided. Even if there's someone on your team causing negativity, even you deciding that by February that person's going to go, that decision already makes every future conversation less stressful. Because this person's not going to be here anyway.
Well, so I mean, we're bouncing around a little bit, but if we're on, how others make us feel self-doubt, as opposed to the self-doubt we have in ourselves, let's just park on how others do. I don't know if this relates or not, but Friday I went out for lunch with my wife, Jack, and we were talking about stuff. I was talking about how when she says things to me in certain ways, and we've been married a long time. We've been together almost 20 years. We've been married almost 15. And I only realized like last week that how to articulate when she says something a certain way, I immediately take it as, you are an idiot. Why didn't you think that? Why didn't you know that? Why would you suggest that? Why would you do that? And she doesn't mean it that way at all. And when I say things to her, she finds them extremely condescending, and she feels like I'm trying to make her feel guilty. And I don't feel like, I don't feel guilt that same way. I wouldn't even think that. So like we're sitting and eating, and we're both on keto. And literally this is what I go, this dressing has sugar in it. That's all I said. And she took it as, like, oh, this has sugar in it. Oh, we're breaking our diet. Oh, we shouldn't be eating it. That I'm trying to make her feel guilty for eating a salad dressing with sugar in it. And I was like so off, not at all what I intended. All I was just saying is like, oh, there's sugar in this. I'm eating it. She's eating it. We're both eating it. We're both breaking the diet. It is what it is. And so it's like, I don't even think we realize how we make each other feel. I don't even think we realize how much all of the stuff that's happening makes us feel. Mm-hmm. I'm sure the person on, whatever, this person has a weekend terrible. I'm sure the person they're talking to doesn't even realize that what they're saying is what they're saying. They're trying to help or whatever it is. I don't know. How do we fix this stuff? How do we know that, like, we're not trying? Is it just awareness? Is it self-awareness? Is that the answer?
Well, that's how I started, saying that's 95%. Listen, you've been married for 15 years, together for 20, and like only last week discovered this. But it's been happening throughout.
I wish we learned it 20 years ago.
Sure, but it doesn't mean that you suck. This is everybody. It's mostly subconscious. The limiting beliefs, the self-talk, the self-doubt is mostly in the subconscious. It's when you actually bring it up that then having the conversation to then make a change. So now you know this about how your wife receives information and you do. You can make a change. What are you going to decide to do for future conversations? How are you going to filter your message?
I asked her, I said, I don't even understand this. What am I supposed to say? And she said, oh, if you said, this salad dressing is really good, but I think there's sugar in it, it somehow would have, I'm like, okay, cool. Next time I'll be like, this is really yummy. I think there's sugar in it.
Well, and whether it's you adapting how you deliver the message, or just being cognizant that she's going to react that way, and making it training for her so that it's not as triggering, right? It doesn't mean that you have to go all the way one way. It could be meeting in the middle. Because if she's reacting to that from you, she's reacting to that from everybody.
Yeah.
So you just changing you doesn't fix her life. It's better for her to develop the skill set to understand that this is how I receive information and fix that.
And I mean, you've talked in the past, I think we've talked on podcasts about my defensiveness, and it's really just that trigger of like, of like me taking people or taking things, and maybe this is where the self-doubt comes from as well, of I should have known, I should have been smarter, I should have been better, we should have done it the right way, we're not good enough, I'm an idiot, why didn't I know? Like I'm always looking to provide context and defend why we did what we did, because I would much rather be wrong than accused of being stupid. Like I'd much rather have tried things with the best of intentions and then had a bad outcome than be perceived as making like a bad call. Do you know what I mean? So I always trying to like defend and like explain why we did the calls we did and all of these things. But it literally comes down to the same thing. It's the self-doubt. It's the, I don't know, it's all of it. It's all the same stuff, man.
That's it. This podcast sucks, Drager.
This podcast is over.
Season 2, episode 21. That's the end of the whole thing. It's it. It's done.
I'm looking at you, smiling at me, and all I'm thinking is you're thinking, what is this guy talking about? Why is he like, I'm literally subconsciously doubting even what I'm explaining to you.
No, what I'm thinking is, it's, I'm thinking, I'm surprised.
You're thinking now, I'm awesome.
No, well, yes. But so the conversation of I'm an idiot or whatever, right? Can't penetrate to your core. It can only penetrate to your skills. Like you did the best you could with what you had at the time. You're going to figure it out because you're Mark Drager and you're awesome. Did you make some stupid mistakes? Sure. Welcome to humanity, right? I mean, you do the best you can. I made tons of mistakes every day. But you can't let the stupid penetrate to I am stupid versus I did something stupid.
But see, and that's why, but this is why we're such opposites. This is like the I don't know, the yin and the yang I was going to say, but I can't help but feel.
No, but you're already getting better.
For sure. But happy anniversary, Evan. I was going to start off the podcast by mentioning that.
For what?
What do you mean for what? It's been 1 year. Happy anniversary.
For me and you, or what? Oh, for Tony Robbins?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay.
You remembered.
Okay.
Yes. 1 year ago today.
Dude, I'm not sentimental at all.
November 7th to November 11th, Evan Carmichael took me on what was the beginning of the last year of change. The year of change. Every year is change. Every day is change.
Exactly.
2020.
Right. This is it. This is the change. This is what I'm celebrating. Not that 1 year ago we went and did something.
Let me be a little sentimental.
I think as long as you're not, I think there's actually quite a lot of danger in sentimentality. Bless you, Nina. Oh, that was nasty. That was nasty. It was like some.
Don't call her out on the podcast about what came out of her nose when she sneezed.
It was pretty nasty though.
Oh,
that
man.
happens.
Look at this. I even got my book here.
Listen, if you sneezed out nasty, although your webcam quality is pretty garbage.
Really? I have it set to HD. We're on a 1 gig internet line.
Dude, look at you versus me. Like we need to.
I look amazing on my screen.
Well, you look okay on my screen.
Well, I think your internet isn't as good as you think.
But I still think you are amazing.
Thank you.
It's just your picture is not so amazing.
Thank you. And I'm going to take that as, see how defensive I got? I was like, it's on HD. I have a 1 gig internet line. Yeah.
It's the camera quality.
Yeah, but I take it as Mark's not good enough. He didn't make the right choices. He didn't set up the best internet connection. That's literally how I took that when we were like, yeah. Yeah, so self-doubt.
Okay, you're pulling out the book for a reason.
Oh yeah, because I'm just looking now. Now I'm feeling super sentimental, so I'm just looking through all of our Tony Robbins stuff. We're just hanging out. This is fun. This is fun. So 1 year ago, for everybody on YouTube, you can see it, but for our audio listeners, Tony takes you through the wheel of life, where you have to talk about your physical body, emotions, relationships, time, work, career, finances, and then you're supposed to rate how you do. 1 year ago, I rated my physical body at a 2. So thanks to Evan pushing me on keto and me working out all the time, I'd say it's like an 8 now.
Wow. That's too
Yeah.
high, Mark. Come on.
I was going to give myself a 10, but I took it
Wow.
down to
What?
8.
Come on. What?
Dude, do you know how much weight I've lost in the last year?
This is where you need a giant slap in the face. Like, you're nowhere close to a 10, my guy.
For physical body?
Nope.
Wow, I'm feeling really
Nope.
good. But this year's 10 is next year's 5, Tony says. So give me the 10 this year, and then
No.
next year it'll.
Nope. You don't get
No?
a 10. You get a 7. It's a
Wow.
solid 7.
Wow. Why don't you
That's
think I
big.
deserve at least an 8, which is where I started?
No, you're not an 8. 8
Why
means you
not?
slow down. You're not an 8, dude.
What are you talking about?
You're a
I'm
7.
going to the gym 5 or 6 times a week right now.
Great. I love it.
Doing fasting. I'm doing keto.
Now you're getting the other side.
What are you talking about? Like I'm running. I've taken up my running speeds. I can run
Great.
further, longer.
I love it, dude.
I
Keep
crushed
going.
a 2K row this morning. 6
Great.
minutes, 27 seconds.
I love it, dude. First
Why
off,
isn't that an 8?
a 10 doesn't exist.
Okay.
You're solid
That's
7.
why I
It's a
gave myself
7.
an 8.
No, you're a 7. It's a 7.
Did you see the blooper reel I put on Instagram that I tagged you in or no?
No, I don't see when I get tagged.
Oh, well, I put a blooper reel. I had Steve put together a blooper reel since we started doing the posts.
Okay.
Literally, you can just see me losing weight over the course of like.
Oh, awesome. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's what most people commented on. Haha, it's so funny, but mostly like, wow, like from March to date, you've gotten a bit skinnier. So that is certainly
journey,
worth an 8.
No,
It's certainly worth an 8.
that's a 7. It's a solid 7. From a 2 to a 7 is massive progress.
Yeah.
We're not in 8. We're not in 8 territory. It's a low
Okay.
7. It's a low 7.
Wow.
Not
So
even
what?
like 7.5.
In your opinion, what do I have to do to hit an 8 then?
You have to keep going.
I'm gonna keep going.
Good. Then maybe you hit 8.
I have new goals. I'm moving away from my weight. I haven't been able to cut this thing off because I got really lean and then I started putting on muscle mass and I couldn't hit my weight. I've now started putting on muscle mass and gaining weight. So I might have to change my goal to something else.
When you actually cut that off, then maybe you get an 8.
Wow. Are you going to let me change my goal then or no?
It's up to you, man. It's a self game.
Perfect. So what does it matter if you think I'm a 7? I think I'm an 8.
No, because you need to when you're an 8, you don't push hard enough.
What does that mean? What are you talking about? You think I'm going to start coasting as soon as I hit an 8?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
No, because I want to meet my grandkids.
Great. So you're a 7.
Perfect. Okay. Anyway, self-doubt.
I enjoy this though, because usually most of this is me just having to
Boost me up?
Yeah, exactly. Now we got to tear strips off of Mark.
No. No.
10. Wow. 10.
This is something that I've done more consistently, faster, like seeing results really, really quick. Like I only started working out 5 times a week in September, and already last week I'm meeting with like the coach and the trainer to say like, what do I do to make this harder? Because it's all based on our heart rate. We wear monitors and our heart recovery. Mm-hmm. And my cardio has actually gotten so high that I'm having trouble hitting the zones I used to hit. And my recovery is so quick that I'm recovering faster than their time limits allow. So I was like, how do I make this harder for myself? Like
just call him Wolverine.
Within 8 weeks, it's crazy how now here's what terrifies me. If our body can respond this quickly within 8 weeks, how fast do we lose it?
Yep.
If we take our eyes off the ball? That worries me.
That's why you're not an 8.
You're just making stuff. I was going to swear. You're just making stuff up, man, at this point.
I am not.
You are 100% just making stuff up.
Nope.
You know how contradictory you are sometimes because you don't remember? You're just making this up.
What?
This is not like an Evan-ism that Mark is a 7 because 8's coast. This is just something you're making up right now.
No, it is what I'm making up right now. And but it's not. It's factual. This is truth. You're a 7.
What are you an 8 at then? Are you an 8 at anything, or you won't allow yourself to be an 8?
I don't know. I don't really think that way. What am I an 8 at? Lots of things.
I think you're 10s at some things.
I don't know. I don't think a 10.
Yes, dude. When you sit down with someone, they only have to say 3 or 4 things for you to unlock the thing that's the thing. When we were in Cleveland in April, and I brought my cameraman Jason, and you spend 3 minutes with the man, and you were able to figure out, maybe you didn't say it yet, but you figured out what the thing was. Like, you're a 10 at that, man.
I can get better. 10 doesn't exist, dude.
No, that's why who says this is a scale out of 10?
Oh, okay, great. What's the scale out of? Jesus, what are we talking about? Great.
I'm just making stuff up now.
Okay, awesome, Mark. You're an 8 on a scale out of 12. Okay,
52. Yeah. Anyway, self-doubt. I'm just having fun now at this point. Now that we started talking about working out, I'm like, I have no doubt. I feel great, but that's not true, because here's another thing I found, but this is just anxiety, I suppose. If I work out every single day in a row, I just wake up and do it because I'm always jumping. If I have to take recovery days, so if I take one recovery day or two, the night before the workout, I get all anxious again. I get all worried. I get all scared for something that I do all the time.
So what can you replace it with?
Oh, that's interesting. I never even thought of replacing. I just thought always be jumping, but
you are. If you're working out and a workout is a run or weights or whatever, but you can't do it on Thursday because you need to recover, then that 45 minutes or an hour or whatever, what do you replace it with?
Sleeping more. Typically.
Replace with something else so that you're still jumping. It's just something else. Maybe you're meditating. Maybe you're stretching. Maybe you're going for a walk.
That's interesting. I like that.
Great.
What? I'm going to take that. I like it.
You should.
I like it.
Still always jumping.
Because I think I told you that I used to be like, I don't think we talked about addiction. Oh, I think I talked a long time ago about how like food used to be something emotional to me. And I was like, and then somewhere along the way, it just stopped. And then you literally were like, well, what did you replace it with? And I was like,
okay.
I don't know. I like subconsciously, I don't know what I replaced it with, but it's interesting that your go-to thing, because you're a 10 at this, is to immediately respond with replace it with something.
Yeah, it'll work. But listen, as much as you think I'm a 10 at whatever, as good as you think I am at the thing,
you're so gifted at it. Better. I think that's the thing that I think that's one of your God-given gifts. You are
great.
You are so good at it.
Okay, but as good as you think I am, I think I'm better. Like I am.
And
better.
Yet you still won't give yourself a 10 in it.
Yeah, because I still have a long way to go. That's being your biggest fan and your biggest critic. I don't accept your 10, even though I feel like a million, but no, there's still a giant way to go. Like I feel the love,
but you know you're not a 5, right?
Yeah, I am, dude. I am a 5 of like where I could be for sure.
This is a peaks and valleys versus stair step thing. See, you see hitting 10 as like there's no more left to climb.
Yeah.
I see it as the way Tony says it too, which is like, so last year I was a 2, and now I think I'm a 10. But in 6 months, this 10 is going to be a 5. Like what I have right now is going to seem like garbage. And I'm already starting to feel that, actually, because yesterday I said to my wife something like, oh my goodness, I'm feeling like I'm losing it. I'm feeling like that I'm not as fit as I could be, that I'm not pushing as hard as I could be. Like the thing that seemed like a goal already starts to seem like not enough now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's peaks and valleys. That's not stair stepping.
It's peaks and valleys emotionally.
Stair stepping with skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
On that scale, it's forever. You just think you're at the top of the staircase, and then you get to the clouds like, oh, there's a whole other set of stairs. I'm just already seeing the whole staircase. I know that I suck compared to where I'm going to go, but that I'm playing in rare air and looking back on some things.
Rare air.
Well, it's true. Like
this is why people think and know that you have this crazy ego as well.
But it's not. I just told you I'm a 5.
I know. Listen,
last
week you tried to convince me that you're humble, and I'm like,
I am.
But
I am. I said I'm a 5. You're saying I'm a 10. I'm saying I'm a 5.
Yeah, but you also said you were a million.
Yeah, exactly. It's both.
Oh my goodness, I love it so much.
I think that's the foundation.
Okay.
You can't be, if you're your biggest critic but not your biggest fan, you're going to live in negativity and self-doubt your whole
Yeah,
life.
that's where we all live. That's us. That's us.
But I'm giving you the path. You got to love yourself more.
I don't know. What did you text to me yesterday? I said something. I don't remember. I said something about my wife. And then you said, you too. And then I said, yeah, I think we hold each other back or something like that. But I was talking about Jack and mentioning something that, that she's growing in. And then you reminded me that I also suffer from the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, great. I mean, so we all do. I don't,
Yeah,
I'm
we all
back
do.
to
We're
see what it
all
was, but
negative. We're all hard on ourselves. We're all unsure.
here's the thing. I think we should even be harder on ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should be hard, but most people can't handle it. They already think they're at their max, hard on themselves. But it's because they don't love themselves enough. That's where it's actual. You and I are not opposite yin yang. This is like light and dark, and you're being pulled into the light.
Okay.
Yin
or
and yang.
Maybe you're just like 10 years ahead of me. Maybe we're the same and you're 10 years ahead of me.
Sure, on some things, right? There's the humbleness, right? On some things. Mark can kick my ass and a whole bunch of different things. But it's not that, because as soon as you say, well, I'm the opposite, then there's no growth. Like, this is just who I am and I can't grow. Meanwhile, you've had insane growth over the past year. Solid 7. But
won't even give me the 8.
Exactly. You're welcome. But the where was it going? The yin yang on. Oh no, I lost it. It was great. I got too caught up in my own excitement over the 7.
You just pulled a mark and lost your train of thought along the way. The yin
awesome.
and the yang were light in the dark. You're pulling into the light.
Oh, the self-love and self-hate, that has to be like the self-love with the biggest fan and biggest critic. That's yin and the yang. Like, if you want to grow, you need to get harder on yourself to say, no, I'm not an 8, I'm a 7. That's being your biggest critic. But it has to be coupled with an equal size level of self-love, which we'll say it's ego or some negative word that other people might look at us and say, well, that person is too full of themselves. If you don't have that, and it doesn't have to be from a negative spot, right? Like, I think self-love is a fantastic thing. I think people should feel like they're a million at things.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's healthy. I think that's fantastic. I think you should teach your kids that, right? Like, you should be trying to instill that in other people as well as yourself. And when you feel like a million at something, then you could take on more self-criticism.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's healthy. I think that's how you grow. I think that's the whole thing.
The whole thing.
It is.
I agree with you. It's just, so I was sitting down with my team maybe a week or two ago talking about Phanta and how we want to help entrepreneurs and how something to prove ties into this and the doubt that we carry. And, some people on the team were questioning, like, well, if we're working with successful entrepreneurs, then, they have the big companies. Like, there's something to prove in this doubt thing. Like, it's not going to be there. And I was like, what are you talking about? Everyone has this. You can win an Oscar for being the best actress, and then on your next role, be completely unsure whether you're doing the right thing. Yep. You can have built and sold 3 companies and be a billionaire and doubt whether you have a 4th company even in you or whether the timing is right. Like,
yep.
Like, it doesn't, like, everyone has this. And so it's so clear to me, like, the truth behind this, and that we all have this, and that it all exists, and that I want to help people with it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to not internalize it for myself. I don't know how to, I want to be the person who helps others have confidence in their ability to do it and help them do it. I don't know how to help this in myself. I don't know, like the weight of carrying, but the weight of carrying it, there are so many times where, every few weeks, just the weight of it hits me that it's like, dude, that it's just what?
Because what you're saying is, so you're on this weight loss journey. Like, I don't know why I'm not Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know why I haven't won Mr. Olympia. Why have I not won Mr. Olympia?
I don't know what that is, but it's probably something strong.
Yeah. Why have I not won a strongman competition?
Okay.
That's what you're asking.
Okay.
You're on your journey. You're getting better. You're think about what you're thinking about and what you were a year ago. Happy anniversary.
Yes, thank you.
Right? You're growing. You're getting there. You're better than you were. And you're continually getting better. So you're judging yourself off of, like, you're taking only the negative side of it. Well, you need to be sentimental about all the great things.
Last week I was ready to be like, look at how much we've done in a week. And you were like, no, you're not going fast enough. I was like, dude, it's been a year. Look at what we've done. It's so great. You're like, no.
7. But I think that's healthy. I think that's right. Most of the time I'm building Mark up, and sometimes you need to tear a strip down. I think that's what you need to do to yourself every day. When you're feeling great and amazing and unstoppable, it's like, great, this is nothing compared to what I'm capable of. This is not a 10. This is a 7 now. Let's go. But when you're feeling like garbage, then piling on doesn't help. And so that's when being sentimental, looking back, say, man, look at all the progress I've made over the past year. That's awesome.
Okay.
You're mostly taking the worst of both.
Yeah.
You look at the negatives, right?
Yeah,
or you look at like how great things are and say, oh, I can coast now. I don't have to go and do something else. I had that great meeting, so I'll take the rest of the day off.
Oh, I was so amazing at this meeting yesterday.
Great, dude. Celebrate.
I was like, yeah. Anyway.
And then you take the negative of the past of like, so that's why. So what I'm giving you is what you need to hear. Is what the like internal dialogue should be.
So how do I flip it?
You already are.
I already am. It doesn't feel like enough.
But because you want to be a strong man, great. But practice. When you feel like you're not enough, that's leaning on the negative. So it's recognizing how much you've already grown, that you're already on your journey.
Okay, so for our audience and for you and for me and for being human, when you feel, again, I started off by saying that the path we choose, as if you're producing content or if you are becoming an entrepreneur or are an entrepreneur or doing whatever you're doing, there's never a clear path. There's never, you don't know if you're doing the right thing or not. It feels lonely. What's the answer? What's the next step?
Understand that you don't want a clear path.
You're proud of yourself. Keep going.
You don't. You don't want a clear path. If you knew how everything was going to happen today, you'd be the most bored person on the planet. You would hate your life.
I do like certainty quite a bit. As much as I'm trying to flip it away.
Of course, you have some. But if you knew exactly what was going to happen today, you wouldn't like today. If you have ambitious goals, you want to change the way something's done, you want to grow, but humans need to grow. If you're not growing, you hate your life. Growth means uncertainty.
So what do you do? How do you crush the self-doubt the loneliness in that moment? Like, how do you overcome the moment, right? Like I'm feeling like, oh man, I'm just not good enough.
Doing, decide. Even if you can't actually take it, like if you're in university and you're in your 3rd year and you want to, like, maybe you don't drop out, but the decision that I'm going to be an entrepreneur after this, like just deciding gives you power. You're wrestling with things because you haven't decided. So before even taking action is deciding to take action. What's the course that you're going to take?
Have you heard of, I've just forgot her name now. The woman who runs the Marie show, who has the new book out. Marie, she's Italian from New Jersey. Yes.
Yeah.
She has this great thing that she talks about on impact theory, where she talks about like making the decision by feeling it, like that gut reaction. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Okay. No, but I like it.
You don't know? Oh, okay. I thought you watched all of Tom's stuff, or are you too busy now?
No, I still do. I'm behind.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She talks about how we struggle with decisions, but literally, and she can explain it best because it's her thing, but it's the idea that like you stop and you close your eyes and you ask yourself the decision. And in that instant, the way your stomach feels, the way your gut feels, the way your shoulders tense up, it will tell you whether it's something you really want to do or not, because you can listen to your body.
Great. I like
So what I'm trying to do now, I'm trying to do this, a few days ago, we're working on this project here for ourselves that in my gut, I just don't believe in. Like I want to do it. I'm excited about it, but I just don't believe in it. So I kept putting off like my part of the work. And finally I was like, why do I keep putting this off? And just in my gut, I'm just like, I just don't believe in it. So it wasn't like me rationalizing why we should do it or anything. So right away I called up Louis and I was like, Louis, like, let's talk this out. Cause I don't think we should be doing this. I don't think this should be happening, even though we've put tons of time and tons of effort into it. Do you believe in this? You listen to your body, you know, the gut reaction, your instinct to the way something makes you feel is actually a good indicator of helping us make these types of decisions when we're doubting or we're bouncing around?
Yes. But what I don't like is you love the idea of doing it. Like it's a contradiction.
No, outcome. No, I love the outcome. I was focused on the outcome, not the effort.
Oh, okay. Then yes. Yeah.
No, I wanted the team to put together what I wanted them to put together and hand it to me. And when it became clear that the team, that this is something I had to lead because it's actually really dear to me.
Okay.
I didn't want to spend the next 5 weeks focused on it. It's just not a good use of time.
Yep.
Even though I wanted the outcome and even though I wanted them to do it and hand it to me.
We've had enough outcome focused episodes. So Yes, it was a smart decision. Pat yourself on the back. Yeah. Solid 7 there. Move on.
Maybe a 5 in that case. But so you believe that you can like listen to your body, your gut, your body, your reaction to something, and you should just trust that as opposed to rationalizing out things.
Yep.
Does
Make
that
decisions with the heart.
help? Does that help with overcoming self-doubt for yourself, you think, or for?
In the sense that trusting the big ideas, like I say big decisions with the heart, small ones with the head. If you want to say big decisions with the gut and small ones with the head, it's the same thing for me.
Yeah, because you're a feeler and I'm a thinker. So,
but everybody's a feeler. You just forgot how to feel. This is the thing. This is not a yin yang thing. Everybody should make big decisions with the heart or the gut and small ones with the head.
Yes.
Yeah, this is not I'm an opposite of you. You just have to learn to use your heart/gut better. You just did. You made a great decision. Awesome. Do more. Some people are way more inclined. Like on Monday, I told Louis that I think he can talk to donkeys.
Louis on my team, my COO. Yeah. Evan, you speak to him once a week.
Yeah.
You're very gracious with your time.
Yeah.
And I think on this call, hold on, I didn't even hear this. On this call, you told him he can speak to donkeys?
Yeah.
Like he understands donkey language?
Yeah.
Or you're calling the team donkeys? And
No. I wouldn't say that. No, I think because he listened to our last episode where I got so angry and raged that
I sent it to him pre-edited.
Yeah.
I said you have to listen.
Did you edit that out, Mark?
No. But it takes me a few days to get it around to editing. Okay. As soon as you sent me the link, I sent him the raw video and said, "Evan gets mad at you. Watch this."
Okay, so he started off our call by apologizing. I'm like, dude, don't apologize. That's not I believe in him so much that I just expect him to have known that, right? And so I think he's so good at it that I think it extends beyond humans. Like I think he can understand animals.
You think he's number 10 at that?
No, he's still a good 7. And he's a million. Because he missed it. Like why did I get so upset last week? Because he missed it. Because he has the potential to do it, but he didn't. But I think he can understand animals. I've never told that to anybody besides him. I think he can. Yeah. I think I told him, like, you should challenge yourself. Like, go
talk to a cat.
What?
Talk to a cat?
This is serious. I think that he should. I told him he should. I mean, now it's a little too cold and snowing outside, but like sit on a bench in a park and look at a bird and try to make that bird come to you without food. I think he could do it. Like, I think he's got the early beginnings of the
come up with. The stuff you're insane sometimes. You know that? Like, it is the level of creative thinking that you bring to these types of conversations. You want him to sit in a park and try and get a bird to come to him.
Yeah.
You're convinced that he's so tapped in to emotion that he will be able to communicate with animals.
Yeah. I think he can. I think he can. I think Louis is special. I think he can do it.
Oh my!
I mean, I think it's such a raw. Like, I think he'll see like any of those movies where you see they're just learning their skills and they like blow up the unit instead of like he's trying to learn how to use fire and he blows up his condo and right. Like I think that's where he's at with this stuff. He's gonna mess up more than he's gonna win. But I think if he honed it, there's definitely something there. I think that his ability.
I just picture him trying to talk to a bird and then feathers, the bird explodes.
Oh, well, I don't think that'll happen, but I'm not, I actually don't see, I don't even credit, the idea just comes and like, here we go. So I don't know. I don't credit myself. I don't credit God. I don't know. It just came. Like, I trust the idea. This is right. This is the right thing to say. He needs to go talk to birds.
I'm thinking so many things right now, but I don't want to tear you down. My skeptical side of me goes like, Evan, you're just making. Yeah.
But listen, you've been through enough of it.
Yes.
You've been through enough of it. How often is it just way bad, crazy wrong?
No, it's right. And it usually takes me a year or two to figure out that it's right, but it's right. Okay. Idea to action. We need to get Louis in a park talking to birds.
Yeah.
And the dude needs to be Instagramming more. I keep leaning on him. Like, what's going on? Where's his bird talking Instagram posts?
Right.
Yeah.
I think he can do it. I think animals are the next frontier for Louis. I mean, he's got to still get way better with people. Way better. But he's got it. He's got the thing in him. He's got the thing
that I wish that I had a little bit more of, actually. I feel like I'm pretty good at like reading people, but it's actually not. Like,
no.
I am really fast at logically assessing out all possible combinations of how people could act and then reacting to it.
Yes.
It's not actually that I understand people at all.
No.
I can just anticipate all the possible outcomes and then react.
Exactly.
That's new. I didn't articulate that before, but
that's great self-awareness, Mark.
Yeah. But I wish I was better with people.
Yeah. Well,
I'm really not. I didn't even realize you were mad last week. I thought that you were just joking.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You need to really be better at that.
Can I though? That's possibly another podcast episode.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Or am I just going to be the bunny, who's learning to swim, who forgets how to hop?
I don't know if that. I don't know how teachable it is because I haven't taught it. I don't even know how to teach it.
I don't think it is teachable. I think we all have these innate given skills, and we can get better at some things, but yeah.
I don't know. That
was a fun conversation.
Cool.
I feel great. I mean, I feel so much better, but I typically do. If we were going on a scale from how we felt coming into the podcast to how we feel leaving, I would say I went from a 6 to a 12.
Wow. Out of what?
Out of 10.
Oh, great.
I feel great. I'm at 120%. How are you feeling, Evan?
I'm feeling good. I always feel better after talking to Mark.
Do you really?
Almost always.
Well, okay. So
no,
I took that as like, I don't believe you. That's nice to say. I don't believe you. Followed by, what do you mean almost always? Now suddenly I do believe you. And now I'm worried about what do I do to upset you?
No, it's not you. It's never you. It's me. It's if I'm ever unhappy, which I would say is like 97% of the times, I feel better leaving a Mark Drager interaction than when I came in. I mean, I'm coming in already pretty high. I'm feeling great. I had a great Instagram live. No, but to your credit, right? I'm coming and feeling great. Had a great session. Instagram
coming in
live
hot.
And then I'm feeling even more better. Doesn't even make sense after talking to Mark. The 3% of the time would be when I didn't say how I wasn't fully, I didn't get my message out. I wasn't articulate. I didn't hit it like I wanted to. And then it comes to me like 20 minutes later, I should have said this. And then I'll send you a message or something or Facebook or some kind of follow-up that I didn't help Mark
enough
as much as I could have.
Well, listen, I think we won today. I think we won.
Yeah, today was great. Today's definitely the 97%.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant.
If you want to see the episode where I get the angriest I've ever been on video, check out the video right there next to us. Continue to believe. We'll see you there.
What do we talk about, Evan?
I get the angriest I've ever gotten on the podcast for sure, but maybe in the past couple years of my life.
Yes.
And
we talk about idea to action.